these beats.
He was like a 75.
With Derrick Henry, do you even need a
Because
that motherfucker's like the workhorse.
He gets gassed. He was on set.
Well, shit, he had like fucking what, 500 plus carries?
From a city that has hosted 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the
It didn't translate into no touchdowns.
The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans.
Not against the year. Fucking over 20 touchdowns.
They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle.
Hey!
He's got a star rating as a kicker.
Brennan Gardner alongside, as always, my partner Charles Davis and CD. In a few moments here before kickoff, let's give these folks at home a look at these
Mark gets such a bad rep. Oh my God.
Brandon, I just continue to be amazed.
You know what, Chris? What? I am not gonna lie to you. That looks like our buddy Brando.
It might be. I've seen.
I'm not lying.
I've seen Ricardo. He looks like Brando a little bit.
You know what though? You could be mad at the fact that he was a nerd. He's worth more than we are.
That's the same too. Definitely worth a lot more than us.
I need a running back guy. What you got for me?
Pass.
He's got all the receivers looking for running back.
I got no receivers. Chris got the receivers.
Hey.
I got Mooney, Beckham.
Michael Carter. That's why I saw him.
The famous statement from Chris.
Famous statement. You have to go through Blitzburg. One off season later.
Hey, Art's gonna find out not to throw Bryce Hall anymore.
Re-signed Bryce Hall.
Art's got nobody to throw at. He can't afford them.
No. I can't get
Art's gonna
anybody.
have to throw to Watson.
Art's team is going to look like a low-budget NASCAR team. Anybody that wants to volunteer out of the stands, please come on the field and play.
Yo, my defense is a 75.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Okay, what's your name? Mike. Okay, Mike, you're small. You're going to line up right there as wide receiver.
If I make the playoffs with this team, I'll be shocked.
Man, I just need you to sign this, why? Because when your kid gets the piss knocked out of him, I'm not held liable.
I tell you, he's killed him.
Where the hell's Xavier go?
Who knows?
Play our game.
He realized that that was an old guy. Now he's all pissed off.
I'm ready to play.
Hey, Cord, there's a guy for you in the. There's a kicker for you in the free agents, Matt Gay. He's waiting for you.
Oh man.
Hey, Chris, there's somebody for you too, Elliot Fry. Figured you're a little hungry.
Hey, Pimpin, did you franchise tag a bum ass player?
Oh no.
Probably. So right there is a reason. Because you're taking a player and paying him the highest rated for that position.
How can you tell if you franchise tag?
I don't franchise tag anybody.
Travis just told me that's what he's.
Is there any way to, like I said, to see who he franchise tagged?
He's throwing.
He knows who we franchise tag.
Man,
I
no
don't know.
too. You gotta know.
I don't. Yeah.
Lamar's getting franchise tag next year, so.
Screen here to Hunt, and he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That one good for only 36, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
No.
The franchise. It's not even on here.
You're getting started. And you pass the ball around so everyone touches it.
He's not even a gift.
Involved in the game.
Pretty fucking sad.
Not just dumping it
And
to
I'm
the
still
back,
calling it
he's
now.
able to
The
run
number
the ball.
14 entrant is winning the Royal Rumble. Number 14 is winning the Royal Rumble.
Watch you not get 14.
I'm just saying. Although, one of my picks is either going to be an NXT entrant in the men's or the women's Rumble. Has happened every year.
Our attention turns back to Taysom
I won.
Hill and the rest of the Saints offense.
What do you mean? What do you mean you? Oh, I thought you were talking about the Rumble pool. I'm like, no.
How you guys gonna be number one?
I know that in today's
I forget who won when I won.
we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys.
I'm just trying to see every.
Oh, it was Roman, I think. Roman.
Well, I've actually had a curse. My first entrant was Adam Cole, released. Keith Lee, released. Last year, I think, was... I forgot who that... I think it might have been Kyrie Sane, I don't remember, released. So, I have a very bad track record in the Royal Rumble, so...
I gotta go to this trade block and find some fucking players.
No, actually, you know what? No, that means my one pick is going to be Ali.
Ali.
He's not going nowhere. They told him no.
No, but they're going to bum him out. They're just going to bum him out, and they're going to probably try to get him to quit. Or they said that the chances they may actually give him a run with a smaller title, like he may go for the United States or the Intercontinental Championship. Well, to keep him happy.
Yo, all right, what's up? Are you guys playing?
I'm waiting for him. He said he's cooking the kids 10 minutes, he said.
He's cooking the kids?
He's cooking the kids.
Oh my God. Damn, Xavier, that's what you eat for the Super Bowl? Man, how self-centered can you be?
Xavier ain't shit.
We'll see, I got a 75 defense over your way.
Solid 75 defense. Motherfucker. I kill you.
If I had a dime for every girl that said she wanted a 75 D, well...
By the way, the Broncos don't drop passes.
They don't make the playoffs either.
They're consistent. They're consistent.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's just funny.
They got their consistency. One year we had Peyton
receiver, and it's 3rd down.
That one year we had Peyton, we were gold.
I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here.
That's for my quarterback.
Get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra pay?
50% off of
This
it.
is unusual for you.
Whoa.
You run a really tight
I'm talking about
ship.
GameStop.
What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for
I'm back
this
to beat
next
Sato with my tight ends.
4 yards on the pickup here, but it's going to take...
Guys, don't forget to fire and rehire
There
scouts
comes
and
the Saints
stuff.
punter now.
Wait, fire and rehire what? Your mic cut out.
Scouts.
Oh, scouts.
How does it work again? Your highest scout should be what? National, right? 3. Tier 3 is your best scout. Should be national.
We're certainly not going to see a better punt now.
Yeah.
Definitely taking a chance.
Tier
Because
2.
that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20,
So
but
you said,
instead,
okay, so
it comes out of
national.
bounds
The
at the
Broncos,
8-yard
John
line.
Elway.
Second drive coming up here.
I got the
for
same
Cleveland
scouts
they
as last
return to the
time.
field on offense.
Yeah, you gotta fire them to rehire different ones.
Well, no, actually, the ones I had subtracted what I needed, but
I'm keeping my scouts.
I'm keeping mine. I don't really have.
They tackle a runner in the end zone,
Actually, no, maybe I'll move
and
this
if
one.
there's a holding call, that's also safety as well. So either way you decide to go on offense, you got to be careful.
Oh my god.
Oops. Why can't I move him to the north?
Fuck.
There we go.
Sorry.
There we go. I fired you.
Mayfield
Baylor said Broncos should win the Super Bowl.
to the right side of the Scott Landry, complete. That catch good for only a yard.
Can you imagine? I drafted a #1 speed quarterback.
Yo, that's gonna be rough though against me for real. 91 speed.
You'd be like, I'm a show Potter. Sorry, Jordan. Sorry.
The worst part
Jordan's
is
yelling
Nice
at me for
language.
cursing. I'm sorry, Jordan.
I think
My
he probably
virgin
guys
ears.
Went, two of those quarterbacks in the draft came out with 91 speed.
I think we just saw an example.
Figures the 1 year I don't need a quarterback.
I'm thinking Zader edited him and then drafted him.
And he's going to get
Probably.
about 7 yards
Yeah.
around the 33.
You can see him like in front of his PlayStation. He puts his old ass Broncos hat on backwards with his shorts on. He has flip flops on with the thing between. So his thong flip flops.
On a 2nd and 3.
Fuck.
No, I remember me and Zader were talking, and we were talking about this Mike Spellman because he had elite speed.
It's incomplete.
Yeah,
I was gonna draft him just to spite him. I should have.
you should have. Desiree sounds retarded. Sorry.
You're her
'Cause
father. What does
Joseph-
that make you?
Yo, Joseph
Guelo.
Pearson.
Guelo left. Guelo.
Yo, this
I'm
Joseph
gonna play
Pearson's
my
no
game.
joke for the Panthers. He's no joke.
No, it ain't no 60.
Panthers got a good quarterback. They drafted.
Thing with him is he will take, like, if you do almost the same thing, he will catch on. That's I always beat him.
But I'm looking at his quarterback he drafted. 91 speed, 91 throw power.
That's the one I wanted.
He's fucking good. Throw on the run 85.
Much better than the turtle.
The only thing is though, if the momentum's the wrong way, that throw on the run doesn't do a damn thing.
From the 32
His play
now,
action
here's
shit.
1st and 10.
So
Ask Zader for
there
some
goes
tips.
my
I'm sure
game.
he'll help you there.
There goes my game.
Hill.
Jesus Christ, it's almost 12:30 already.
Side complete to
I don't wait for
Chris,
Zader.
how's your receivers doing?
Nice rhythm throw there on first down.
They were good, I
Located his
won.
tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
It was just trying to like hurt him pick plays. That was my
I think
issue.
that's
Yo,
the hard
Justin
part.
Fields is a superstar now.
Uh-oh.
I'm not the
Ladies
same.
and gentlemen, Odell Beckham introduced to Chicago. Welcome, my mans. Welcome. Motherfucker.
Down just shy of midfield at the
He's not better than Demarius Thomas.
Oh,
don't do that.
Take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive linemen
That was not a shot at Demarius Thomas. I just said he's not better than him.
Oh,
I didn't say he was better. I was like, what? No.
This is Kamara.
I don't do that. Yo, I got Barnes, I got Van Der Esch. Yo, let's go.
Ronnie Harrison.
And I got burned on the first running play.
Got 3. Now there's
That's it. They're
Tried the
fired.
shit out of me. That was bullshit.
No, I still think yesterday the game with Chris and I took
Barnes,
the cake.
yeah, like,
able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the
I learned
next
that if you're going to scramble with your quarterback, make sure that if you're going to throw the ball, make sure that the icon is still there before you hit the
We saw
button.
the catch there, right? He made it. It's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive.
Did that yesterday with Lamar.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back.
alright, don't even try it. Yo, Van Der
I'm
Esch.
going to do the same thing. I got a shower and give me a bite to eat from starving.
Welcome from Dallas, baby.
So
excited.
Switch chat during the game.
Van Der Esch with the tackle.
I never stopped to chat.
So the big play means just like
Bye,
that,
lady.
they'll operate from the red
Bye,
zone
guys.
now on 1st down.
Later.
On the give, it's White. And he stopped immediately there. Tackled by Jordan Elliott.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know
Let's
securing the
go.
point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Yo, this wasn't even who I.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Forced out to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take
Yo,
a
they
sack.
literally changed my whole depth chart, bro.
Third
Like,
down.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that,
Hey, Corey, I was mad you picked all my free agents I wanted.
All your free agents? I didn't go for all of them.
And you know I needed me a middle linebacker.
Oh, yeah, yo, I needed them bad, too, man. I got destroyed on my last year. That shit sucked.
But it's all good because I got that middle linebacker in the draft, and he's pretty good.
What was his rating?
I want to say 69.
Okay. Was it? Yeah, he's fast.
Yeah, he's pretty decent. He been doing good in my game that I'm playing. I'm up 35-13.
Okay. Damn, yeah. Oh shit, 35-13. That's a big improvement the way you fucking your team used to.
Oh yeah. Then I got that quarterback. He's pretty fast. Damn.
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on
He was
first
really
down,
supposed to go
and make
a
it
free
second
agent,
and
but I
three,
went on
second
here and
and
snapped him. So I like
Keep
what he
accumulating
did.
first downs that way.
Right.
Keep
In the
moving
combine.
Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense. Pick it up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different.
Yo, I had my depth chart set, and now
we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up games like that.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5.
Yeah, they changed it up.
Off the play fake, Trask. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
Throwing, Trask. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now fourth down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Taken in at the 22. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And that wide receiver I got from Appalachian State, he's pretty good.
It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points.
I just went for linemen. I didn't even have too many draft picks.
That answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. White, he'll try the left side.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break
Cam Newton on my bench.
Stay with who you know and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Flushed out right. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Play action now, Book. Throw left side complete. That's Phillips. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they go play action with Book.
Odell Beckham. Hey, I was happy to get Odell.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that?
Man, I was happy to get Michael Gallup.
The defense just enough.
Oh, from Dallas?
Yeah.
2nd and 5.
Yeah, he's definitely a good addition. He wanted, what do you want, like $6 million or something like that?
The same thing Odell wanted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think he's there in Odell Beckham.
Nah, but Odell Beckham old. He's getting older. I ain't gonna say he's old, but he's getting older.
Right.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3.
That's one thing I did look at about
2
that.
yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Saints have taken the lead.
Sacks.
Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From his end zone, it's Corey Ballard. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We got to get it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
A lot of bad news on that play.
He got out of that?
Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. But I think the good news
We're bringing it this
able to
season.
retain possession. That was big for them.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. Here's Trask. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
He did a fine job there not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And that will be
They want you to
This first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Kawan Baker, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Book now. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside.
And the Panthers beat the Ravens like that.
And be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to hit 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate.
The Panthers beat the Ravens right there.
You know, doesn't. He's a decent player. He don't even play Madden. So the thing with him and me,
escaping the pressure right.
When we used to live together, we used to play Madden a lot.
Gets to the 10.
Back then, like the very
That
first
was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
So you the Panthers?
Huh?
You the Panthers?
Nah, I'm the Saints.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna give him help.
On a handoff, it's White. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out, and the Saints add on to their lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it helped scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Taken at the goal line. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. The Browns drive about to get started. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, Trask. He's going to float this one deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints will take over possession here up at the 44. And Charles, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
And that nearly intercepted. The free safety roaming into position, almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
He'll lead this one for White. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. Remember, the preseason has shrunk from 4 games down to 3. So just 2 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started on the first Thursday after Labor Day. Meanwhile, for the Saints, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going.
Boy, rough crowd. No football for 6 months already. We're skipping halftime. All right, let's get right back to the action. We're set for quarter 3. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener.
Yo, Potter lost 42 to 13.
He'll sit on this one.
God damn.
Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail.
He was like, yo, I think he's quitting. I said, no, you got power.
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think they get back in balance. It'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty
Oh, no, I'm not even saying the score. I was just surprised Potter freaking lost like that.
Battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Trask. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, making that play.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third.
I just go with my game plan.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps having a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he
yeah, I forgot. I kept picking using coach suggestions. I had to stop doing that.
Offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on
I'm like, we created the rule, and I can't even, like, I totally forgot about it.
I mean, on the offensive side, I go with formation and
let's check on the call.
Right.
That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block would be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Trask to throw it. And this is going to be incomplete. And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tend to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Book now to throw on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
60 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Book. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target. but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Book. And he slings one that's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. On the handoff, this is White. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. And for the 2nd time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And Lutz puts this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So just 3 points there, but that important in the grand scheme of things is it's now a 3-score lead.
And to now, the other guys haven't shown that they can do anything offensively, so just take the points, keep adding that cushion, and let your defense win you the football game.
Valentine now from the... And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a safe touchdown. And that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
You just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, and when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
Let's take it in at the goal line. He had no room to run as he's tackled down inside.
She wants that.
It's the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm. A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm.
Yo, Cam Newton is killing it, bro.
All the work he's getting.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up
I drafted him. He's my second. Yeah.
The scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play.
What does that mean?
He looked like one of those guys.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 37. A big play that time for Cleveland. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in the coverage base, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run, you need to break out a big chance. When you saw a big play right there, they need plenty of those.
Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
You know, this is the regular season partner. We were talking about just how costly a mistake that was, but probably good for him to get it out of his system right now.
Just hope for him and the team it's not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, without a doubt. Plus, got to worry about making the team. Those types of errors.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about. Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And begin the drive on the ground, it's White. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On first down, Book. And a dump off to White. And he'll be out right at the 35.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. A first down throw for Book. Open man is Baker. He's got it. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
To throw is Book. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Going right side is White, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher, 3rd and 6. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on third down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. They'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk at the 20.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Here's 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Kawan Baker there to make the grab. And the Saints go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. I'm not sure what other ground there is to cover here. I mean, this offense has been amazing. Just total domination, Charles. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Valentine now from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And certainly this, not the performance that they were hoping for to begin the exhibition season, but still plenty to watch for in this 4th quarter. First down throw for Trask. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Trask. He's going to go up top again. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football. Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Trask. His throw incomplete. Now the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And they go play action. Here's Trask. And he's taken down here by the Saints. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the side.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and that leads to a play action sack. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. So So that'll back him up 5. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 2nd down now, it's White. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They stay on the ground with White. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. And Lutz's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Ready to take over again on offense, out comes Cleveland. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 2nd and 10, Trask. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
21 yards. Well done on the return. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
On second down, it's White, and he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. He's able to get 4 back on the run, but now they'll have to find something here on 3rd and about 14.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Look from the gun on 3rd down. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Cleveland offense making their way out. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
that's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching them.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. CD, this defense, man. At this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
They'll run on 1st down. Phillips. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams bring tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a give to White. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that, and the bats start...